Imagine waking up to find your investment account completely drained. Now, let's make sure that never happens. Investment fraud is a real threat, but with the right tools, you can protect yourself. Today, we're diving into some powerful resources that'll help you keep your hard-earned money safe. Let's dig right into some of the resources you can use to protect yourself. Be skeptical. The higher and higher the suggested return, the higher and higher the likelihood you may never see your money again. Here's a tip I've heard recently and I really like. It's the 48-hour rule. Never make an investment decision the same day it's presented. I don't care how urgent they say it is, legitimate opportunities will still be there in 2 days. One caveat though, if you've been working with an advisor for years and they show you something that seems like a pretty good value, and I'm not talking about doubling or tripling your money, but a little better than usual, trust your instincts. I know there were plenty of times when we brought in a great offering for our advisors to show to their clients. It was rarely there after 24, much less 48 hours. Just one example of why an advisor you can trust is so important. In my 3 decades of bond trading, I've learned this. Verification is everything. Always independently verify the seller's identity through FINRA's broker check. But here's the trick. Don't use the link they send you. Type brokercheck.finra.org yourself. If it's a good scam, they'll send you to a site that looks exactly like it should, but it's fake. To protect yourself from these scams, here's some key resources. First up, FINRA's broker check. brokercheck.finra.org. This will be another link we'll put down below. FINRA's broker check program allows investors to check the registration and professional history and background of FINRA registered firms and agents online. In my conversations with the state securities regulator, the bulk of the cases they pursue are against people who are not registered with FINRA. So if you're unable to find the securities registration of the advisor or the firm, it could be because they're not registered and are not allowed by law to be discussing the sale of securities with you. This is a huge red flag, so don't ignore it. Number 2, the SEC's EDGAR database for verifying company filings. This is where you would check to make sure that the stock that is being offered to you actually exists. Number 3, Commodities Futures Trading Commission Smart Check at smartcheck.gov. If you're doing anything in the commodity space, especially in precious metals, you'll want to become familiar with this site with scams on the rise in commodities. Number 4, your state's actual securities regulator. We will put a link down below that'll actually take you to a map of the United States, and you can click on your state and it'll send you directly to your state's independent regulator of security. They can be a great resource for when you think you've been scammed. In many cases, you'll file your complaint with your state regulator and they will investigate and notify the appropriate federal authorities, whether it's the SEC, the FBI, or whomever they need to have involved. Remember, understanding the basics of investing can go a long way in helping you avoid scams. If you haven't already, check out our Bond Basic playlist. It's packed with information that can help you make informed investment decisions and spot potential fraud. Always be skeptical of investment opportunities that sound too good to be true, because more often than not, they are too good to be true. Do your research. Verify information independently and never feel pressured to make quick investment decisions. Your financial security is worth the extra time and caution. Do you remember Bernie Madoff? He ran the largest Ponzi scheme in history, swindling investors out of $64.8 billion. This was one of those cases where everything looked on the up and up. But remember, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Madoff was so well respected that people said, you can doubt God, but you can't doubt Bernie Madoff. If this information is saving your wallet faster than a bond trader can say yield curve, hit that like button. It's a better investment than Bernie Madoff's hedge fund. I promise. Now here's a bonus tip. Use social media to your advantage. Many scammers are now using platforms like Facebook and Twitter, or now X, to lure victims. But you can turn the tables. Follow official accounts of regulatory bodies like the SEC and FINRA. They often post alerts about new scams and fraud schemes. And if you want more financial wisdom that's as solid as a treasury note, subscribe to the channel. Now here are a few quick resources, and we'll link them in the description, that you can use to make yourself a lot smarter about investment fraud and scams. First up, the Financial Fraud Enforcement Task Force. This task force brings together law enforcement agencies to combat financial fraud. Their website offers resources and tips for avoiding scams. Next, the National Futures Association, NFA, BASIC system. Directly from their website, BASIC is a free tool that NFA members and investors like you can use to research the background of derivatives industry professionals. Whether you're an investor thinking about opening a futures account or an NFA member contemplating a new business relationship, BASIC can be a valuable resource. Next, Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, or FINRA, has a scam meter. This online tool asks you a series of questions about an investment opportunity and gives you feedback on whether it might be a scam. Next, Treasury Direct Fraud Awareness. For bond investors, Treasury Direct offers specific information about Treasury securities fraud. Many of you are familiar with Treasury Direct, and they have a page to help you become smarter about investment fraud and scams. Here's a bonus protection feature most people don't know about: reverse image searching. Every time you get an investment proposal or advisor profile when you're researching a new advisor, take their profile picture and run it through Google Image Search. You'd be amazed how many times these photos are stolen from real professionals or stock photos. It's a quick way to protect yourself. Remember, protecting yourself from investment fraud is an ongoing process. Use these tools regularly. Stay informed and trust your instinct. If something feels off, it probably is. If you found this video helpful, check out our video on the different types of investment scams to be on the lookout for. Understanding these scams can help you know what to watch for in an investment scam. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of investing, skepticism is your best friend. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep your money safe. Always consult with a qualified financial professional before making investment decisions. Your financial situation is unique, and what works for one investor might not work for another. Please see the description for the full disclaimer.